It's a solid game for us. It's a really good team, and I thought, particularly in the first half, defensively, to hold them to two single-digit quarters was a good performance for us. And then I really liked the start of the third quarter in this way. I didn't like that they came out scoring a lot, but you know, you're gonna play four quarters, and it's very rare you're gonna like be on a run the whole game. There's gonna be times they're on a run too. And the last two games, our response to runs by the opposing team, that's kind of like what you're looking for as a coach. That's why I liked the start of the third quarter, because they came out ready, and we were not. And then we had to regroup ourselves, at the middle of that third, and we were able to wrestle the momentum of the game back in our favor. And that's an important skill to develop as a team. There's going to be times throughout the course of the season, many times, that the momentum is on the other team's side. And then are we strong and disciplined enough, and can we play urgent enough to wrestle that momentum back to us? So that's why I liked the start of the third quarter, because it challenged us. And we had to respond. And when they cut that lead, we were able to stretch it back out. And then the fourth, maintained pretty good defense. A good win for us. Proud of our team, and just looking forward to the next challenge. We didn't have enough energy and urgency defensively. We weren't matching up. We went off script offensively and turned it over. That is probably the one big negative of this game. We didn't take care of the ball well. So that group to start the third quarter did not do their job, which is to start with intensity, which we talked about at halftime. Don't play the margin. Don't play the score. It's human nature. It's hard to not do. You have to fight against it. It was our energy, and it was our lack of urgency. And, I think that's what led to it.
Hi, Coach. Toby had a great game today, both offensively and defensively. What did you like most about her performance?
I liked her efficiency probably the most. 10 for 15 is very, very good. She's able to finish in the paint in different ways, with her right hand, with her left hand, while being closely guarded. She saw some doubles late, which is good. That's good for her to see. It's good for our team to see, because now we can figure out how to attack that a little better. She's very competitive. She's one of our best competitors. And early, just 6 games into her career, she's shown to be highly, highly productive. Especially if you look at points per 40 minutes or points per minute. Even the games she's been in foul trouble, she hasn't played a lot of minutes, she still scores. So she's a very, very productive player. I was proud of how she played. And then defensively, she had 3 blocks. And so she is a solid rim protector for us, even though she's a little shorter. She's not really a center. We're having to play her there. And she does a great job of protecting the rim for us, blocking shots.
Hi, Coach. It looked like today the on-court chemistry was really great, and I was wondering if you could talk a bit more about that, as well as the pick and roll action, because I know that was happening a lot. You had that intention of having that be present a lot throughout the game.
I think our chemistry started, back in the summer with our players just getting to know one another. And obviously we have a lot of returners too. So some of that is just building on relationships that they developed last year. Our team has a great deal of trust in one another, and they have a great deal of excitement for the success of each other. And that's pivotal. That's pivotal on a team. It's someone's night every night. And if you watch us play through these first 6 games, someone different every night is having a great offensive night. But everyone has the ability to defensively have a great night and rebound the ball. And they play really well together. They try to make the right plays, and I appreciate that. Ball screen stuff is a big part of what we do. I mean, a big part of what most teams do offensively. We're working to set better screens. We're working to make better reads off ball screens and just trying to give our guards opportunities to make plays. You want the ball, in the hands of your point guards and Ashlyn and Reagan and Alucci. They're all very good. Even Jaden can come off ball screens. So we try to give them opportunities to get into the lane, and they can score, and then they can make plays after getting into the lane.
What does Toby do that allows her to finish at the rim so well? Because, I mean, it feels like whatever the angle, whether it's left hand or right hand, she's just finishing at that high clip.
Toby's been able to finish like that ever since I first started watching her play. She had that from the beginning. I don't know, it's maybe God-given or, certainly she's practiced and developed it, but she just has a knack for scoring and rebounding. And every game I watched her play when she was young, she would have like 20 points and 20 rebounds every single time. No matter where she was playing, she could be playing for Team Canada, she could be playing for her EYBL team, her AAU team, or she could be playing for a high school team. Every time I saw Toby play, it was 20 and 20, 20 and 20, 20 and 20. And she's just always done that. I've never seen her not play like that. And I felt really confident that it would transfer to this level. You never know with freshmen, but when she came here in practice, from day one, she started to do that, and she was doing that against our practice players and then also each other when we scrimmage each other. So then I felt pretty confidently that she'd be able to do it in the games, and then the game started, and she just looks like regular Toby that I've watched for, the last 3 or 4 years.
Hey, Coach, Jordan Wood had another big game today where she displayed her growth and value as a winning player. What do you think have been the most important steps in her development this far?
I think the most important steps in her development starts with her mentality. This year is totally different. She is more focused, more locked in, more disciplined, has a better understanding of our system. When she came in as a freshman, a lot of the concepts were all new to her. Sometimes players are exposed in high school to certain concepts, and sometimes they're not. And she had a steep learning curve when she came here because a lot of the concepts were just foreign to her. Our terminology, how we were playing, she hadn't been required to do that yet. It took time. Not everybody just hits the ground running. She's developed that, a lot of the things that you guys don't see, time in the gym and practice. And so she has more of a mastery of our concepts and our schemes now, which once you have that allows you to play freely. She's not thinking, she's still thinking, but she's not, okay, how do I explain this? She's not thinking of like where I'm supposed to be anymore. Or what I'm supposed to be doing. She knows that already, and now she can read the game. If I call a play and you're having to think so hard about where you're supposed to be and what you're supposed to do, then you'll miss something because you're like, oh, what am I supposed to do? Whereas if you know the play automatically, you can now read the defense. You can now read what's in front of you because you don't have to think about where you're supposed to be. That changes for players when you have a mastery of what you're doing. She still needs to grow a lot more, but her confidence in herself, I think, has grown in this start too. We can't discount that. Confident players tend to be productive players. I think having this type of start where she's impacting winning and impacting our team has given her a lot of confidence, and she's just playing like that. 13 rebounds is incredible. It's incredible. For her. And I also thought Reagan rebounding the ball tonight with 9 boards was key for us as well. And we talked about in the locker room after, like, you can impact winning even when you're not the leading scorer. You can impact winning even when you're not the second leading scorer. So if it's not a night where you're scoring a ton, man, do other things. And I thought Richardson was a great example of that tonight. She wasn't the leading scorer tonight, but she had, I think, her career best rebounding game, which is awesome for us.
You guys held Belmont to just 24 rebounds. They're 31. Sorry, I'm trying to read this as I go. they're 44 on the season is the 25th best in the country. Was that kind of a focus on the film, and how are you proud of your team's effort doing something to a team like that?
Definitely proud of the rebound margin to be plus 22. Absolutely, it was a focus for us in scout and preparing for the game, talking about how we needed to dominate on the glass and really focus on limiting their second chance opportunities, but also getting a bunch for ourselves. So very proud of our team and how they translated that. And maybe it wasn't the two players that you thought would. If you said we had a great rebounding game, I don't know that you would pick Woody and Richardson to be the two that lead us in rebounding, but they did. So just really proud, of that. And, Luch with 5, Toby with 6. It just was a good team effort on the glass.
Could you also talk about Ashlyn and Lucci's performance today as well? Because I know they shot the ball really well from behind the arc.
Ashlyn's been so steady for us all year. She's our rock. She's our rock. She's the player that I know what I'm going to get from her every single day, not just games, practice. She's so consistent with her approach, with her leadership, with her communication, with focusing on the team and winning. And she's been really consistent scoring the ball for us and efficient scoring the ball for us. Defensively, she's been solid. She's just a really good player. She's a really good player. And then Luch, it was great to just see her have one of those nights that we saw her have a lot last year. She'd been in a little offensive rut. Let's just call it what it's been. She's not been shooting the ball well. It's okay. It's only 5 games in. So tonight she does. She only misses 1 shot. She goes 2 for 3 from 3. She can do that for us. We saw it all last year. She can be a double-figure scorer off the bench. And I told her this week, I said, I'm not worried about you and scoring because I know it's going to come. And just have that belief. I have that belief. You need to have that belief that you're going to have some big games coming up here real soon. So I love our team. I love our versatility. I love the number of weapons that we have. And it was definitely good to see Jackson and the Conwell have good games tonight.
Any more questions for Coach Lawson?
Thank y'all.